The Financial Advantages of Renewable Energy by Alex Bolch and Adam Robbins. Renewable energy has been a hot topic of conversation in both the realms of science and politics in recent years. Since the Industrial Revolution, a vast majority of energy production in the United States has been generated by burning fossil fuels. However, many people believe that renewable energy will not only surpass fossil fuels as the main source of energy in the United States soon, but that it will eventually make fossil fuels obsolete. Many propose we switch from fossil fuels to renewable energy solely for the environmental benefits, but there could certainly be some financial benefits as well. The goal of our project is to try to figure out when is the soonest that renewable energy could become the main source of power for the United States from a financial perspective, specifically focusing on wind and solar energy.
Here is a plot of the average costs of some forms of energy in terms of dollars per megawatt hour over a range of recent years, including 3 forms of renewable energy and 2 forms of fossil fuels. As you can see, most of the energy forms' costs stayed pretty consistent over this range. The 2 forms of energy production whose cost fell significantly over this range of years were solar and wind energy, solar having the largest decrease in cost by far. This is the main reason we chose to focus on these 2 forms of renewable energy, as switching to the 2 forms of renewable energy with the largest decrease in cost over recent years will likely be the best financial decision for switching to renewable energy from fossil fuels.
Through our research, which is expounded upon in our paper, we estimate that the average cost per megawatt hour from wind and solar energy is $48, while for fossil fuels, the average cost per megawatt hour is $81. The EIA estimates that the United States used approximately 3.8 billion megawatt hours in 2020, so we will use that as our yearly estimate for yearly consumption. As such, our yearly cost estimate for powering the United States by renewable energy and fossil fuels are $1.82 trillion and $3.08 trillion, respectively. We also estimate that it would cost approximately $358 billion to construct power plants for wind and solar energy to produce enough energy to power the United States. Since the United States is already mostly powered by fossil fuels, there would be no initial cost to keep using fossil fuels.
Here is a plot that maps our cost estimates over 20 years. It may appear that both the renewable line and non-renewable line start at 0, but the renewable line starts at a value of 358 billion, and the scale of the y-axis makes it seem very small. As you can see, the overall costs of powering the United States with renewable energy is far less than the cost of continuing to power the United States with non-renewable fossil fuels within a few years of switching. This remains the case as years pass, since the yearly cost of using only renewable energy is less than that of non-renewable energy.
Our methods were strictly financial and therefore did not include the cost of climate change, which is the main reason many people suggest switching to renewable energy. Burning fossil fuels continues to release tons of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which is exacerbating global warming. Renewable energy sources aim to minimize emissions and therefore help protect against global warming. In the end, it is impossible to calculate the financial cost of global warming as habitats and species continue to be eliminated across the globe.
Many of our assumptions were simplified in order to make the mathematics of our project feasible. Many costs and benefits of renewable energy were not considered, such as the waste produced by wind turbines. Despite these simplifications, we still believe it is most beneficial to switch to renewable energy sources as soon as possible. Both the financial and environmental benefits of renewable energy continue to compound as the environmental costs of fossil fuels continue to do the same. And this is all only considering 2 forms of renewable energy, but there are many more that would likely also be less costly than fossil fuels in the long run. As you can see from this figure, a lot is already being invested into many different forms of renewable energy each year. And here are our sources for our research, graphs, and images. Thank you.